strapped up. Make sure that the lens bit is facing into that nice padded buffer. It's no use having an expensive shockproof bag if it isn't set up to the correct bit. So again, so you've got your face, just to reiterate, you've got your camera in your bag, and then at the side pocket, you have all your gubbins to make sure that you are an independent filmmaker in the field. Okay? Which sounds great, but basically it means you have, what I have in here, a spare card. So another 16 gig at 90 minutes. So you've got 3 cards there, so that's a good day's worth of filming. That's a lot of footage that you can churn out.
So is that 90 minutes at 1080p then?
Yeah, that's it. And also, to be fair, 1080p, if you change your audio from Dolby to PCM, linear PCM. With Dolby in, you'll get 85 minutes on each card. And that's with its highest rate as well. You can, if you change your bit rate down, you can actually extend it out to about 120 minutes on each card. But again, that's not full HD, it's lower bit rate and whatever. But to be fair, maybe ideal if you're just only broadcasting out to the web. You don't need to have that such great bit depth. So it's one of those horses for courses, how you want to do it. So again, you've got a spare in there. Great thing with these is, just to remind you, when you're, well, actually, if you like myself, I do a lot of the shooting of drama and music performances. So basically, it's a fixed camera and it's just churning away quite merrily. So what happens is you go past your 90 minutes, this flashes and goes over, and then it automatically goes straight over to the other card without you having to do that, which is a really handy little feature. Of course, what that means is when you're taking the footage, you take all the contents of the private folder, so you don't delve down and find the MTS stream footage. You just take the whole thing, because what happens is you get metadata that is written there, and then that helps to stitch and help bridge the gap between the 2 recorder cards recording. If you don't do that, just take all the data, you're just giving yourself a whole hour, whole load of hardware work and stuff like that. So what that does is it just comes in, put the 2 cards there, shove them down on the thing, and then we'll just go through. You'll probably just go down and you'll just have 1 frame that's without any audio. Wonderful. And the great bit is, again, so once that was changed over there, you can then pop that one out and swap it in if you're going over something like a 3-hour gig or whatever. To be fair, the only time I ever did that, I had to do a Bertolt Brecht play, which was tedious, but and 3 hours long, very grim. There's a lot of joy in it. There's 3 nights on the trot, so in all. Other bits in there, the destructions, always handy. Always have them. If you can, new camera, always have a read of the instructions. It'll just get you into the right frame. Some odd little quirks that you may not notice with certain things, maybe different from one that you know. I'm certainly really nasal. We've got our USB leads so that you can back up in the field. Just drop it straight down onto the Google Drive, straight onto your Mac laptop, straight into your folder if you just need to be out there. This gizmo, just to reiterate, it's the power adapter. That lives in there. Don't always get the transformer or take it out with you, but that pops in. Looks like a sort of back end of a basic battery, clips in the back, you tie to the mains. Wonderful stuff. If you can shoot mains, it's always handy if you can. And all the other little bits of cables, so you can then plug that in, composite, view that when you're doing playback and stuff. And also the other sort of firewire little cable connectors. Got tons of these. It's always handy to have these in here. Excuse me, it's sneezing. Right. Now, main part where I chose the 2 NTSC features, we've got several of these. And what happens is like this. You come on. It's got an internal battery. But that's going to be charged up, and after a while it's a bit of a tricky thing. You actually leave like 24 hours on the mains and switched off, charged internal battery. So 9 times out of 10 when it comes to you, you come here with your menu up, and you go, oh dear, so I've got to get this all set up. So you go through, set your menu up, set your time, try and do that. But for this exercise, we'll just go back to there.
So when you set the time, obviously that is for your metadata as well. So
That's for metadata and also the bits there. But if you can see here, classic example. So you may go out in the field and go, oh no, my cards are filled up. But if you go there, what does that say? That's 1080, 1060, and it says 60, isn't it? Yeah, 60 frames per second. Right, well, the difference between that means now it's gone into NTSC mode. So it's American. And what that means is basically you've got nothing on the cards because those cards are formatted at 50, not 60. So this is the tricky bit. So some of you guys will go down, take the camera and you think, oh no, it's all filled up or it's broken or something's gone wrong or whatever. What it means to do is you've just got to now change your settings. So here we go to the menu. And then we've got one of these wonderful, great big long touch screens, but luckily I can go all the way down to here. That one there. We go all the way down to there. Oh, I cool, I'm doing this upside down. And go, oops, not so cool now, I've cocked that well. Right, go into there, that's it, execute. And now I want to go all the way down. There, do you see it? 60 and 50i set. Right there?
Yeah.
That's the one. So that there now turns this from an American-based camera into a European or British camera. So that's where it's found. So you go into your menu, you go to that little indication right at the bottom of there, and you zoom all the way down to the bottom. You know, it's in the most unobvious and hidden away place that you can find. And it's there, and that's the one I want. So I just let go, execute. Now what does it say there? Doing this will reset it. Change to 50, yes. And what will happen is, oh yes, it will reboot, restart itself. Such a bring more away. There we go, back again, Sony. And again, I'm going to set my timer, menu, whatever. And then if I go back out, aha! I've got my memory on my cards. So that shows, if you ever switch it on, you've got 200, no space on the cards. What it means is that the cards are set for 50. So that means it's gone into its 60 mode. Right, we're still at 1080 50i, which you may want to shoot in if you want to, big interlace. But for our sort of standard for us, we always go to 1080p. And to get to 1080p, back to our little menu, and it should be that says gain set. There are record sets on. Again, so it's the in-out.
What's it? Record set.
Yeah, record set. And there we are. So it should have, where's record 1080p? Hang on, I'm going to turn this around, even I can't. I'm not such a superhero that will leave that upside down. So there you are, record format. So I go down one, hit there, and there we are. So we've got all our 1080p. Yeah. So it's 1080i, 1080i, and these are different bit depths.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got LP, whatever. So if you go through those and go back out, you get different lengths left on your memory card.
Yeah.
But I should just take this down to 1080, 25p, FX. That's where that one is.
So is that 25 frames per second?
That's 25 frames.
Is that what you have it as, 50 and 95?
Yes. Oh, you can have it interlaced. What I means is it's interlaced. So when it comes up, you have one frame holding all the data on that one, and another frame on that, and they basically swap each other. That's what interlacing is. And in the old days, when you didn't switch on interlacing, when you were exporting, all you get was be half a picture, which would be banded across, and then you'd probably have a black mat or a green mat underneath that replaced all the bits. So basically, it's like a Venetian blind. So interlacing would be every other bit of information, and then the other information would be carried in the other field. So you have two fields, and it's a tricky thing. And it's one of those things that you're doing outputting stuff with interlacing. you've got to make sure you get your correct field out first. So if you are finding troubles with that, it's just probably field order of that when you're outputting like in Premiere and stuff. So that's again if you're doing stuff for like big TV or whatever. I think I gave one of you guys the BBC specs for broadcast. You had that, yeah. If you look there, you know, it will say it wants it at H.262 with I think it's 50 frames per second interlaced, isn't it? I think, which is out. Now PAL P, which is progressive, stands for there. That stands for progressive scan. And what that means is, like on a computer monitor, it starts at the top at 00 points of your pixels on your TV screen, and it zooms across little and writes all your information like that, and then it goes back to the top and then rewrites it again. So you can imagine this is a super, super fast electron gun, right the way down. And that's progressive scan, and that's what sort of seems to be more taken over at the moment and whatever. So that's what we shoot on. It's ideal. Going into big ends, you know, it's just like more memory. So this is a sort of good economic way to get really good quality at the end of the day. Because most of our stuff is now only going out on TV monitor, you know, computer monitor screens.
So you know when you said like it scans, is that how it captures the images?
No, that's how it's put it out. That's how it's
Yeah, sorry.
So then it's sort of ordered in that way. So that's the one. So it's 1080p. So I'm happy with that. I execute it, and now. Come on, we are complete. Oh, menu N, there we are. So now go, isn't it just fun? There we are, so there we are, we're now back to 1080, 25p. That's your shooting thing. So that's the, when you come out and find that this battery's not in or whatever, it's switched off and whatever. You will have to do it, as soon as you remove the battery and put it back in again, you probably have to redo it with these types of machines. But that just gets you back into the same filming frame. I mean, Premiere can cope with footage from different sources by if you nest your sequences in there, but there's a lot of conversion and stuff, and what it doesn't really like is different frame sizes. The other thing, I mean, you can get into 720p, which is like sort of half on the school widescreen. And what it also does as well in that menu is it sets the outputs for this, which is your DI. So it can set those out, which we usually use in the live event guys when they're doing their shoots. So it goes straight into a big mixer, and then we can have footage from either left or right, or one from the middle, and it's all mixed in there for large performances. Oh, changing the audio again, that's quite handy. So we've got the gain set. Oh look, there's something there with some notes, that's quite handy. So if I pop that in, so there's linear PCM. So if I then change that down to Dolby Digital, yeah. Menu end again. They are 90 minutes from 85. So you gain an extra 5 minutes if you just change your audio settings. Again, did you see that? That was in the menu bit down there with the notes on. Okay, so if you want to put that out with Dolby or whatever, you've got that option. Right, so where we are. Oh yeah. Let's get ready to shoot. Right, so always nice to do check your glass. It's nice and clean. It's should be lead tissues in there, but it's so funny. We had one guy go out and shoot something for 120 down the Devonport Live, and there's a lovely great smear right across there. He took some lovely photos with a lovely big smear across the stuff. Because that's the great thing about HD, any mistakes is in really, really high definition mistakes. The worst thing actually is if you're doing like making costumes and stuff, because you then have to have better quality costumes, props, makeup. You can get away with some really shoddy looking stuff when you see stuff like the Doctor Who and some of the effects and sort of props that they have. You know, no more than like wooden toys and lots of stuff, lots of people foam. But now when it's high def, all your flaws are then
glass is clean.
So, you know that's a fixed lens.
Yes.
Could you get replacement optics, say you did scratch or damage the
No.
front glass?
Let's put it this way, we had to replace the optics and that was very expensive. And the thing is,
So
with now,
it's cheaper to get a new camera.
yeah, exactly, and these are very obsolete cameras now. It's, you know, the market just is advanced, it's so fast with video and stuff, it's quite frightening. So now we've obviously got the 4K camera, which you've seen. Yeah, so these are the sort of the old school ones. Yeah, ancient, you know, it's a bit like a coelacanth walking around, you know, that sort of thing. So, general gubbins, right, so on this side, we'll just go back to the side of here. This is the bit where you all are. So we're trying to get you guys off of auto, because at the end of the day, you know, out of the box, so I've got auto that, and auto that. So that's great. You know, Godzilla appears out of the home. Quick grab this, shoot out the box, does all your thinking for you. Great, wonderful. But we'll be creative, we'll take control, put that down there to manual, and then you're all away, yes. So you've got your nose quick. Excuse me. Got your focus rings, you've got your zoom ring, which again sort of does what they call like crash zooms and whatever. To be fair, try not to do big zooming in. It used to be a classic sort of thing. Point of view video, go there. Oh yeah, I'm going to zoom in on this to indicate what the person was looking at. Cheesy to it, you know, looks like proper old school hand cam. If you're ever going to sort of go in on something, physically move the camera in. Oh, that's why we have dollies or sort of the straps now, because that's a better thing. When you start zooming in, you change your focal length. There's a famous sort of thing called the dolly pull and zoom in effect. You see it in Jaws when the guy when the shark comes in for the first time, and so that's basically dollying out and then zooming in at the same time. And the odd effect is it's because you're changing the angle and the focus. It's very effective, but it's done. We've had students do this on sort of little bog standard VHS tape things, so you can do it. But it worked well. So again, so you've got all that there. And you've got your gain, your zoom, and the iris, which is all controlled from here, so it toggles between the two. Okay, so you've got the iris button there. So that's where you have to move that off of manual. So that there, this auto here, controls all your stuff, like your gain, your white balance, your picture, and all this kind of gubbins here and there, speed and whatever. That's all controlled with that. So to get into that, you then total control. Okay. So you do your zebra. Zebra's quite handy. It's very good. It's for like showing. What's zebra? Yeah, showing zebras. No, it's showing when something's overexposed. Thing with like overexposed, it's like if you've done audio, if you've got sounds too loud and you've got a square peak at the top, because it's basically just over distorted, you can't do really anything with that. And same with overexposure. It's just too wide. There's no information in there. So where normally you can take pictures down or that, put their gamma, you can't. You just bunch it out. It's just that's an overly saturated signal. So Zebra will tell you when you're in the danger of that. So when it puts on, you see it. Zebras. There we are. So you can see like your strides. I've jigged the iris up quite a bit. But there you are. You see sort of. Yeah. That's for zebras. That's a zebra. So it's So. Too much light coming in, yes, because I hit the iris button and then jacked it open. Now I've taken it off. There we all are. We're now back to normal. So you don't look like this here. Yes. But as I said, that's the handy piece, better than the zebra. And then you can then just take it, use the iris thing, and just take it down. One of those gain. There we are. Yes, one little one. Neutral density is really shit. I mean, to go as an electronic one, it's, yeah, I mean, thing is, if you can just get sort of a basic good camera picture, there's a lot of stuff that people like to sort of fiddle about with the camera effects. Let your Premiere do that, let Final Cut do that, or film do that. Yeah, just try and just get nice, perfect, balanced picture, and then, because I mean, yeah, you've got all these effects that you used to get on these little handy cams, wipes and whatever. Let Premiere do that, and whatever.
Just get your white balance effect, your saturation,
Yes.
and then your focus.
That's it. The only stuff that you'd be better off if you wanted to do sort of funky stuff is your shutter speeds, which again, if I just push shutter speed there, and I can, he says.
So effectively, lowering the shutter speed, would that lower the frame rate?
Yes. Let's see if we can get it right. There we are. So I've pushed the shutter speed button, and I'm now using this rolly button here to take it down. So this is 6, this is 3. So
Like really all saying pure short video.
that's it. So then I know if I put my hands on it, then they suddenly appear and they're gone. So what we did with a lot of this is like we do glow sticks. Glow sticks at 3 frames per second looks really good, long ribbony type shots and stuff. So that's quite handy.
How was that changed on there again?
Shutter speed button.
Shutter speed, is it?
Shutter speed button, and then use this rolly bit.
So if I was to
So that's 12 frames per second. So yeah, so I can then go back to, that's 25, going up to 50, 60 frames, 100. There it is, yes, so I'm going up. So about 100 frames per second.
And with the white balance, when I want to set that, I can't remember it. It's just pressing in that ball. What's this one?
There's the white balance there.
Yeah.
So you can get ones, you can get presets.
Yeah.
Presets now.
So, in theory,
Yes.
if you were to shoot in, say, 200 frames per second on like really like a lot of frames per second,
Yeah.
and then you were to play that back on a computer, say like 2 frames per second, would that make it slow motion to an extent?
Well, you can do it slow motion anyway by using just slowing down the clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, slowing down the clip in because you have the sort of thing that really slow to many frames. But we also have the other bits in here. If I can find it. Menu is there is a mode. I'll go into smooth slow recording. This is interesting. You guys will be interested. So I can then have smooth slow for so I can have about 3, 6, or 12 seconds worth of super slow motion. So say let's try 6 seconds. Okay, so take that. So buffering because it's got to hold this and then go. Let's then play. So it's now recording. So there you are, super slow motion of my hands moving.
That's quite good slow motion, actually.
Kind of a bit tricky because you well and truly moved away and it's still recording.
Oh yeah, it's still recording and it's putting it into its buffer and stuff. So there's you're too late, mate. There we are. So then if I can go back, let's just go back to the menu. Oh dear. Play. Visual index. That's that. Do it. Come on. They do, don't they? Yeah, so... I don't know if any audio is recorded with it, but there you are. So that's super slow motion function. Yeah, if that gives you any ideas.
What about time lapse?
Time lapse. I don't think you can do time lapse on this because
This is to be recorded and then play it back fast.
yes, exactly. To be fair with time lapse, you would need to have special time lapse cameras or a time. Probably you'd be better off with a DSLR if you can get a time lapse
Yeah.
clip.
Is that button there? I can't remember what that one was for against. I mean, that's for setting white balance.
That's for setting your white balance.
So when you set the white balance, you press that one and that one together, or
Yeah, you've got presets. So you've got A or B. So I think if it's got A, so then just go on to there.
set, you push them both together to get your white balance.
Yeah, so let's just get back to our camera. So let's get back to that. Enter. You mean something like that. Right, so white balance. There you go. Oh dear.
You should be in bed, mate. Good shout, right? These are practice, mate.
It's a bloody hot run. Yeah, that's what I need.
I still want that mince pie warmed up. It's
There.
adding hot brandy.
So what you do is you press both in at the same time. But I've got to move it up. Right, you've got presets, which right, so red, that's already in sunshine. That's sunny bit. And it should, he says. There we are, so I can there we are, so sunshine -1. I can change from there. You see? Pushing it in, and then I'm moving. It says here, select, push, execute. And you've got buttons either side of that. Okay, so then to get to that, I need to move it up to A, which then puts it into this little light little buffer. So you've got two white balances here, so indoors or outdoors, whatever way you change. So I'm going to put that in.
And if you just wanted to go with like natural light, say an office into, and you want to set your white balance to what's in the room there.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, so just put it to A, and then I
Press the buttons.
press white balance.
And it will set to what the room is set at.
Yeah, and because I mean to be fair, the room's white anyway, I can set that white. But what you really want to do is have a white card. That's where the most pristine one with you, and take that with you. Okay, so push that in, hold that. You see it flash. There we are. See the thing flashing. And so then hold that in there. Flash, 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 flash. And it's taken the white balance off the wall, and then it's adjusted all the colours across appropriately. Okay, so that's the main sort of cool thing. Focus. Little trick. Always zoom in to something far away. My classic one is I'm stuck up in the balcony and I've got to shoot the dancers doing their dancing thing or the performers doing their performing thing. And the worst thing is massive depth of field needed because you've got people at the front of the mic and then all the bits back there. So what I usually do is I just zoom right in really, really close. Just my focus accordingly. There we are. So that's about the best it is. Usually actually it's very easy when there's people doing grunge because you focus in on the checked shirt. If you could get that nicely focused, the job was your job was a good one, and then you just pull that right back, and then I now know that that's severely in focus. So always when I shoot a performer or whatever,